I hope that alarm doesn't signify anything. Thank you, Jim, for that wonderful introduction. Members of the IBCA Board of Directors, especially Jim Tracy, Bruce Burchow, Mike and Tina Small, and Carol Platzini. I stand before you a proud and very appreciative member of the fraternity of coaches, players, administrators, media, and friends of Illinois basketball. I'm blessed to be accompanied tonight by my rock, purpose, and inspiration, my wife Karen, as well as our two wonderful sons, Mark and Matthew. Together, they sacrificed so much over the years so that I could be out several days a week, serving you in your schools and putting myself in a position that now allows me to speak to you here tonight. I'm also honored that my basketball roots from the Girls Catholic Athletic Conference and GCACOA are here as well. Tim Dreyer and Eddie Palmer, both IBCA Hall of Famers, I am honored with your presence. And to share this podium tonight with another Derril Kipp Courage Award winner, namely the legendary Dorothy Gators of Chicago Marshall High School, well, I'm truly humbled to be amongst this great list. I say humbled because of who this award is named after and what it represents. I must admit to you that when Mike Small first asked if I could accept this prestigious award, if selected, I actually had deep concerns. When I defined the word courage, that's what the late Coach Kipp personified. While cancer took him from us way too soon, it failed to erase his spirit. He fought that dreaded disease until his last breath. Now that's courage. And when you speak of the other four recipients of this award, their respective stories too epitomize courage. For me, providing a voice for those who can't represent themselves, namely individuals with special needs who include my son Matt, that isn't courage. Rather, that's something we all should do because simply, it's the right thing to do. Coach Small explained that for many, speaking up takes courage. In my case, it equated to my sincere appeal to the IBCA to begin actively considering people and include persons with abilities and open its hallowed doors to them. Notice that I didn't say disabilities, because every one of us has abilities. Every one of us. I'm proud to say that inclusion is now happening here, but there is so much more that can be done. And that is the reason why I eventually agreed to accept this incredible honor, because it allows me the opportunity to use it as an opportunity to talk to you. I guess you can say this will be the best call this referee has ever made in his career. So with that said, I ask you, how do you want to be remembered? How do you want to be remembered? My hope has long been to leave this world better than when I first entered it. Certainly, that's a gigantic task that comes with many options and challenges. And I must admit, my personal path to making a difference really didn't become clear until Matt came into my life 23 and a half years ago. Matt was diagnosed with autism when he was 2, and immediately disrupted many of the plans Karen and I had for him. But those were our plans. The real question we needed to ask was, what was Matt looking for? And what was he hoping for? What was important to realize and accept was that as parents, our job was to give Matt and his older brother Mark every opportunity to maximize their skills and abilities and introduce them to their respective possibilities. Thankfully, Karen made sure none of us ever lost that focus. Honey, you deserve this recognition. Gordon, stand up and be recognized. Please. Matt didn't verbally communicate to us in words that made sense until he was 6 years old. But we began to sense his abilities and likes early on. Everything seemed to point towards sports, following in his former sports writer's footsteps, except Matt was a much better athlete, even back then, than I ever was. The question became, how do we get him involved with appropriate programming and with other children who have special needs? That's where Special Olympics Illinois entered the story. And that's when I personally began to understand what my purpose in life would be. Through Special Olympics programs offered by our local special recreation associations, a whole new world of opportunity was and to me. Matt had the chance to participate in numerous Special Olympics activities, and it enabled me to be there with him as a volunteer parent, especially in basketball, a sport I've had the pleasure of refereeing now for 44 plus years. That's when I found the path to making that difference. Over the years, I've not only been able to watch Matt blossom into a gold medal champion in numerous Special Olympic sports, but have actually been directly involved in some of those activities as a basketball referee, softball umpire, and volleyball official. The ironic part of it all is in my attempt to give back through Matt, I've received so much more in return. It seems unfair at times, but that's the reality of it all. Had it not been for Matt introducing me to the world of Special Olympics, in no way would I have discovered all of the cool opportunities that were available out there. Opportunities that are available to you as well. For instance, I currently assist Special Olympics Illinois and the IBCA in driving awareness of persons with abilities and increasing volunteerism within all SOILL IBCA unified sports and activities. I'm pleased to report that the number of volunteer referees for both traditional and unified basketball have increased tremendously because of this emerging partnership. Special Olympics Illinois and the IBCA delivered on the inclusion side. I made sure awareness was part of the focus. There's also involvement with Special Olympics in the IBCA, which I noted earlier. Just as we've now done with adaptive or wheelchair basketball, it is my hope and continued drive that the IBCA Hall of Fame will also someday soon open its doors to Special Olympics Illinois athletes, coaches, officials, media, and friends. It can happen, and it should happen. Personally, there probably has not been a greater honor and privilege than being invited to referee the 2015 Special Olympics World Summer Games in Los Angeles. Sharing the same court with other veteran Special Olympics Illinois referees and officiating games involving teams from many parts of the globe will always be my pinnacle. I'll forever remember the warm smiles, hugs, and high fives from all involved. But the most poignant moment in LA came during the Summer Games opening ceremonies at the Coliseum. I looked over to Matt and realized this was his party. These were his people. And this time, we were his guests. His eyes were as big as silver dollars as the parade of nations and dignitaries made their collective way onto the field. That was the moment it all became clear for me that I needed to do more. Do you recognize a recurring theme here? While trying to create a better life experience for Matt and his Special Olympics colleagues through volunteering, I received so much more in return when I wasn't expecting it. That is what makes Special Olympics so great and special. That is why I'm so passionate about the cause. This is why I strongly invite everyone here who hasn't already done so to consider sharing their time and expertise with this wonderful organization. This is the reason I accepted this high honor from the IBCA, so that I can share my experiences and hopefully encourage at least one more of you to join this village of volunteers. A whole world is opening up its arms to the same opportunities, if only you'll embrace them. I leave you tonight with two really powerful words: awareness and inclusion. Awareness and inclusion. Awareness and inclusion. Be fully aware of these awesome opportunities for you to make a difference. And include yourself in the movement. This is what I hope you will do. Thank you for this incredible honor.